this video, we're going to cover some corrective exercises for the horizontal press. So push-ups, bench press variations. I have Melanie here. She's going to be helping me show you a few of these corrective exercises. This first one here is to help if somebody doesn't either have the strength or has issues with keeping a neutral elbow position, right? So they come too wide and they need to be able to create a little bit of rotation at the elbow to brace their shoulder. So she has a band on her elbows, and what she'll do is go ahead and get up in the push-up position. And so when she comes down, go ahead and drop, but hold the bottom. This does two things. One, she has the band resistance, so she has to push her elbows out. And then she also has support of the band under her torso to help her come up. Go ahead and push. So then go ahead and keep going on some of these. So she has two things happening. One, the assistance from the bottom of the push-up. If somebody struggles to do a push-up with their own body weight. And she's also getting the idea of having to keep the elbows engaged as she pulls herself down into the push-up. That's plenty. That's plenty. Thank you. All right, so that's just a super easy one if somebody has the issue of bowing too far in with their elbows or they just don't have the strength to hold their torso up when they're doing a push-up. The other one, kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do a lot of push-ups on this assessment, on this video, on these correctives. Elbow through. So now, Melanie actually is a little bit of a chicken winger when she does her push-ups. So we want to encourage the lats and the posterior cuff to really keep the shoulders engaged as she pushes up. So as she comes down, she's having to pull on that band to keep her shoulder engaged in the proper position. Now, so for Melanie, she usually flares out and wings out. So this is a great drill to help kind of prime posterior cuff and the lats to help pull her into the push-up. Good, relax. And so you can do that probably. You'd have to alternate sides. If you get really fancy, you can put the band on two different apparatuses and then work on the individual, keeping the lats engaged and posterior cuff engaged while they're doing push-ups. Another issue that a lot of people struggle with when they're doing horizontal pressing, especially a push-up, is not keeping the core engaged and sagging through their midsection. So we're going to have Melanie do this. It's going to be a little awkward here, but I'm going to have you come up under this. We'll wrap this around her waist. Go ahead and push-up position on the bench. Let me hold this for you here. And so what she's going to do is go ahead and come down, push up. Let's adjust a little bit. So she's going to have this band trying to pull her hips down. What she's going to do is she's going to have to fight to make sure her core stays engaged, kind of like a plank. So she's going to fight the urge of the band to pull her down, and she's going to have to keep her core engaged to keep this kind of plank in neutral position. Good. Go relax. Oh, there we go. Perfect. And then the last one we do, this is like, all these so far have been closed chain, meaning that we have had bracing with the ground and we're moving ourselves in and out of the position. If we want to go open chain, kind of like you would with a bench press or a dumbbell bench, go ahead and take a seat, Melanie. Let me grab a ball for you. And you can do this with two balls. Go ahead, kind of like you're setting up for a bench press. Feet this way and then head that way. Good. And then probably, yeah, put your feet here so you can brace on the, right there, right there, right there. There you go. Just, yeah, good form brace. All right, balance this. And this is another R&T method similar to the elbows being banded where we are going to force her body to figure out how to brace her arm in space so that she can lower it safely and under control. Go ahead. I'll let you set this up. Go ahead, right there. Obviously, spot someone when they're doing this. And when she's going down, go ahead and go. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you can see on the camera what's happening. As she comes down, the elbow's flowing super far this way, but when she presses up, she re-engages so she can get a straight line of push. The bit or the ball, or you can use this with a bottom-up kettlebell. Go ahead and come straight down. Elbow close to your side. There you go. And so I can have her just do this maybe a couple more times. Figure out the best way to do it while keeping it stable. There we go. So now her elbow immediately comes. That's fine. That's fine. Her elbow immediately comes into a closer position, so she can stabilize the shoulder better. And this is the same position that she'd be in if she had dumbbells or potentially a barbell. And it helps the individual figure out where their shoulders need to be in space so that they can press in a correct range of motion and not hurt themselves. So these are just several different exercises for horizontal pushing that you can help with an individual, push-ups, bench press, dumbbell bench, and help them be pain-free and kind of relearn the horizontal pressing pattern and be safe while doing it.